So the world wants to know because you're a pretty crazy guy on stage. I've been asked, do you perform dark arts? Do you worship the devil? All right, welcome to Real Vegas Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Made, and here we have a very maniac episode. We have the mayhem, the crazy man, that is Jeff Tortora. How you doing, Jeff?
I am wonderful, especially because you are here.
Oh, well, thank you, Jeff. I'd like to ask, so the world wants to know, because you're a pretty crazy guy on stage. I've been asked, do you perform dark arts? Do you worship the devil?
No.
Okay. So people who don't know Jeff, can you tell people what you do out here? I know you have a cover band, Tinnitus.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell people what Tinnitus is about?
Tinnitus is a cover band, but not your typical cover band. Now it's like 17 years. You know, we do stuff from Rage Against the Machine, to Faith No More, to Manson, to Neil Diamond, to Tom Jones, to Pink Floyd, kind of, but it's mainly a lot of heavier stuff. And with all those elements, and try to keep it like, the band, play the songs really well is the point. And then incorporate, instead of just like, playing these songs. And it's most of the songs are songs you don't hear from all the groups. I mean, there's some like, I know that song. And a lot of stuff's like, it was a cool original. Right. It's like, well, it's not, it's original, but it's not ours.
I was going to say, when I've seen your band play, you obviously do, you do people, I've heard you do like Nine Inch Nails. You've done Marilyn Manson. But I noticed you don't necessarily do like what they would consider one of their hit songs. You always try to find like what you call like a deep cut or something that people don't really.
That's really cool still, that we like. And then throw some in for like, this one.
Yeah. Right. And but people who've never seen you, do you have a very theatrical with Tinnitus? It's very theatrical. Where'd you get the inspiration for that? And you said you started the band 17 years ago?
Yeah.
So what made you want to start it? And did it always start as like this theatrical, horror, crazy, heavy metal show?
And it wasn't in the beginning. Well, it started because I was in a band, and actually I still go back home. I would go out front and do some of these songs in a disco funk rock band called the United Booty Foundation. And
you were in a band called the United Booty
Foundation. And I'm going back on October 25th, and we're playing as well.
Where's back home, Jeff?
Syracuse, New York.
So you're East Coast.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a booty disco band.
Yeah, and we'd go out front. I'd go out front and do like Rage, Faith No More, Manson, or something like that. Just like maybe one or two songs, and you do I Will Survive or funky music, and then I'd go out front and do these songs. And then they had a side band called the Buttafuoco's and Clavin's Mother, and so I'd do some of this material back then in like the early '90s, and that's what kind of got me into doing it, I guess, again many years later. And because my singer John Peluso was he had a lot of theatrical elements within our show. Everything was very planned out, structured, and it had a lot of the elements, and then I would incorporate that stuff. So I was already used to doing it in a proper a show theatrical way. And then out here, I was in actually South Korea, 2008 with Blue Man. We were doing a world tour, rock concert arena.
I mean, to interrupt you, can you let people know? So we know you've been explaining about your cover band, but you're also a drummer for the Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
And that's for the people who don't know that, can you let them know what Blue Man is?
Yeah, Blue Man Group's, I've been doing it in Vegas, started in 2000. I've been doing it since the beginning.
Okay.
Still going strong here. And
where's Blue Man at?
Blue Man is at the Luxor.
Okay.
Luxor Hotel. And it started in New York City in like 91.
So that was back on kind of your side. So you had nothing to do with Blue Man back on the East Coast?
Right.
Okay.
Good question or good point. The Booty Foundation band, and Thanksgiving of '99, the Kat Gillette, one of the casting agents at the time, was at our show. And she's like, "You should audition for Blue Man Group. They opened a show in Las Vegas." I was like, "What's that?" So that's how. And I was like, "Okay." So I exchanged info and sent a resume down to New York City. I went down to New York City and auditioned.
And I assume you have to be a pretty being a show in Las Vegas. Everything's over the top here. At least they try to be. And I'm assuming that everything, especially in a show like that on the Strip, they want perfection. How hard is it to get a job like that as a drummer in one of the, arguably one of the longest running shows in Vegas, especially musical act? Like, is it very high competition? Is it high pressure to keep your job? Do you have do you feel a lot of pressure with that, Jeff?
No. I just say, no, I can do what I want. No, I don't feel pressure. But no, it's great. I mean, yeah. And I think of it as years keep going by, how lucky I am to still be doing it.
Right.
And I've got to travel the world with the show, blah, 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 record, do lots of stuff with it. But it's very it's not your, here, you want to join a show that's going to last a quarter of a century and keep going long, a regular, I mean, it's kind of crazy that, so yes, and how it lined up. So right place, right time. Yeah. And yes, you have to have the talent for sure.
Right.
And, but the vibe is really cool down there. Everyone gets along really well. So it's a comfortable atmosphere. It's not a high pressure, working for a bunch of assholes. So that helps it. The vibe's really cool and everyone is talented at whatever they do.
It's always nice not to have a toxic environment. It's a very good environment. Obviously, you've been with the show for what, how long now?
25.
You've been in the show for 25 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you see yourself being part of this for 25 years?
Well, I just thought at the beginning, I'm like, yeah. Once I got hired and I started doing it, I guess I'm going to keep, I'll just keep doing this. And then, I was going to do, maybe the big rock band thing as well. But, but I just got taking it for granted. Like, this is just going to never end, right?
Right.
But
were you,
it's not the case.
Even back in the 90s when you used to do what was it called?
Oh, the United Booty Foundation.
The United Booty Foundation. Were you always, I know with Tinnitus, you're a singer, but for Blue Man Group, you're a drummer. Were you always a drummer, even from a young? Yeah. Drummer's been my main thing. I started at 5 years old, 5 years old. I bet your parents love that.
Yeah, they're actually really supportive of it. But yeah, I used to play because my older brother Jim played sax and guitar, so we had band in our house. All the time. So we'd play at home. That's awesome. And my first, our metal band, that it was 16, 15.
You said your brother?
Yeah.
Is he as successful or is he as driven as you? Is he part of music somewhere else?
We still play when I go back home or something, but he pursued, he was a news director for many years on
no way.
So yeah, totally responsible for 80 people, in charge.
Right.
And played music for fun. So loves it, but didn't really pursue it to the full extent like I did.
But deep down, and I know Blue Man Group's a great thing and you enjoy doing it. But deep down, you always liked the heavier, crazier stuff, correct?
Yeah.
Right? So, because when I've seen your band Tinnitus, and people who see this in Vegas know exactly who your band is. You guys put on a phenomenal show. When I first met you, you actually were in a drumming band. Was it called Ubershaw?
Yes. Yeah.
I saw you at the Double Down part of Ubershaw. Is that still something that you do, or?
No, it hasn't. And Elvis Lederer is the one that started it, and he also plays a Blue Man Group. Early 2000s, 2000, 2001, and I did it for 13 years. We used to play the last Sunday every month at the Double Down at 1 a.m, and then a bunch of us from Blue Man mainly. We had Tim Alexander used to do Primus, and
it was 7 drummers or something, right?
No, we had 4.
4 drummers,
and then 2 string players, and we just create sonic improv. It's
I enjoyed it. It's been many years, but I do remember that's the first time I met you, and then I don't know if you told me or someone else had, and then I saw your band. I think the first time I saw your band was at a club out here called Count Stamped, and you were Tinnitus. And I remember you had Christian Brady was playing guitar for you, and he played for Hell Yeah.
Yeah.
So so you move out here about 25 years ago. You're doing the Blue Man Group. So did you come up with the name Tinnitus? Did you start the?
Oh yeah, so I said I was with Blue Man in South Korea in 2008, and I was tour was wrapping up, and I'm like, I wanted to start. I just never did it, and then all of a sudden, hey, I talked to Todd Waitsik, the drummer of Tinnitus and Blue Man.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm gonna start a band and do Faith No More, Korn, all this, and I'm gonna be the singer. And he's like, well, I'm gonna be the drummer. I'm like, yes. Right, that kind of thing. So
that's why I'm asking you.
So that's why, we kind of. So that was in June of 2008, and then name wise, I had a list of 20 names. I had, you know, all these different names I had in my notes. Then I sent him. I said, "Hey, check out these band names." And then he texted me back Tinnitus because that was on the list. And I'm like, "Yep, there it is.
Fits.
We
Tinnitus
both have
fits.
it."
Right? You get that ringing in your ears.
Yeah, and we started at the Dive Bar before Vamped in 2008, which we're playing this month, well, August 23rd, and it was just the band, and then we incorporated maybe a belly dancer here and there, and then it was just then it just kept expanding. Another guitar player, and then it's like, oh, let's incorporate some strings, and then the whole thing started. Like I just kept having ideas,
it's a show,
and make it a theatrical show, like kind of like if David Lynch was going to do a metal show.
When I saw you guys many years ago when Christian Brady was playing for you, you guys do a lot of great songs, but one that stuck out to me that I remember seeing, going like, "Damn, this band can play." Was you were doing Rage Against the Machine's what is it? Where it's "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell
Killing
me."
in the Name.
Killing in the. I
That goes
remember,
worldwide.
Right. I remember thinking you guys are just. It was really fucking good, and you guys have really gotten tight and just. Because let's face it, you see some bands out there and they sound like shit. It is what it is. I've been in the music industry for many years.
Yes, you have.
I've been one of the guys that sounded like shit probably at one point. But I'm saying, like, to get to that point and to, even though you're doing cover music, you're still getting together. You're still creating this art on stage and you're promoting it to the people. How good does it feel to know that you thought about that and now you have what you said? You've had players that have gone on to play for Hell Yeah. You've had players that have gone on to play for Marilyn Manson. I mean, you've had some real players in your band. That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, we got actually probably when Phil Toussaint's playing bass with us the last year, and he played with Ozzy on The Ultimate Sin and Billy Idol and stuff. So, and then all our Blue Man guys are great.
Yeah.
So,
it's got to feel good.
Brent Fitz used to be in there and does Slash and stuff, and his sister Brenda's with us. But it's cool because everyone was doing it for, you know, we are getting paid the thing, but it's not like we're doing this everything and that's your living. You're just, you know,
it's a very passion project.
Yeah, it's better like this, and it's got to be done right. So it's like here's the material. It's not super easy to play whatsoever.
Right. So no, I mean some of the stuff, like I had a band out here. I guess I still have it. We just haven't played in a while. Called the Devil's Rejects, and we just do Manson and Zombie,
right? Yeah.
But as good as we are, and I pat myself on the back. We put on a great show. We couldn't do a lot of those songs without backing tracks because those bands are a big backing track band.
Right.
And I noticed you don't have to have them. I know, like one of the Manson songs you do is an Irresponsible Hate Anthem, but you can be very punk rock with that. You can just go, because I don't think I've ever heard you use tracks.
No, right, we don't.
Nope. Do you believe in tracks, Jeff?
Well, some of the bands I'm in do use them, and I've played them plenty of times. I think there's a time and place for it.
There is.
Because a lot of times I think, like, you don't need them. You're freaking playing great, and you know, this freaking, it's unnecessary, and that's restricting sometimes because
100%.
If things fuck up, you're fucked. But sometimes
it's great though. Like my favorite band growing up, bar none, was Nirvana. I was obsessed with. I make a joke now. I was obsessed with a 27-year-old dead kid at one point in my life. But the music was so good, and I loved that it wasn't perfect. It was kind of messy,
right?
And it was you could feel it. And you're right. I had that band called with Craig Nielsen and rest in peace, Mike. He passed away a few years back. He was our bass player. You're not going to play tracks with Nirvana. You know, you're not going to play tracks with like Stone Temple Pilots. You're not going to play tracks with some of the more, I don't want to downplay it and say garage bands, but like you said, I'm glad you said that there's a time and a place, because I feel like that completely, especially with music. There's a time and a place. And yes, I hate people like, I don't play the tracks. Well, you just haven't been in the time or the place where they're needed. Because sometimes, in my opinion, to give, it's not all about you. When you get to a certain point, you still want to give your audience the best. I mean, you still want to give them something palpable or palatable to listen to. So tracks are needed, I think, in some songs. So with that said, you kind of steer away from songs that you think would be more track driven for Tinnitus?
Well, yeah, because it's right, since we don't use them, that's a whole other thing. It's like, no, we can just, because we have Brent on the keyboards, you can do samples, certain things like that. Otherwise, or just play the parts, or bring up a string player, bring up a horn player. But I get it. If you're, say in a band, it's like, oh, this one song has like strings or a horn player. You're not going to bring a horn player on tour for like to play like 3 minutes. There's just not. So then you can put it on track. Yeah. And I'm in bands or I've seen bands, and you're like, that fucking sounds amazing. I don't give a shit what they're doing. If they're using tracks, it sounds amazing. Right. So and I go, I know they all play great as well. And if you're enhancing them something, or if it's a sound effect, depends. It's like, well,
One thing I did with my band Alligator Blood, as we're talking about tracks, is I'm a believer in them because I know how talented my band members are, and I know that they're all players. But one thing I noticed is it's nice to have a fuller sound, and it was nice not to have to rely on another person showing up, or in our case, being an original band, having to pay somebody else. Let's get down to it. We're doing original stuff. We're trying to make money. We're trying to get out there and do the thing. So it was nice just to keep it in-house, because I put down the guitar for a while and just started singing. So now we lost the guitar. So my guitar player, Christian, is very against a lot of it. So we do minimal tracks, but we will put our sound effects, and we do put backing vocals, and we will put some backing guitar in tracks. But again, that's the kind of band that Alligator Blood evolved into. People don't know I was in Cracker Man. We were very punk rock.
Right.
And doesn't call for tracks. So
right. So
back to Tinnitus. So they basically just slowly evolved into this big, because you see your show, I've seen people getting hung by hook things.
Oh yeah.
I've seen come out crazy people playing the string instruments. So you have all kinds. You had me out there one time.
Yeah.
Dressed as a trans. Singing Daddy's, that might have been my idea. Singing Daddy's Little Girls and a Girl No More, doing their negative Greek.
I think it was probably.
We should do that again at the dive bar.
But actually, we'll talk after this. If you want to come out on the 23rd.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
March of the Pigs, maybe.
Yeah. See, I like some of this. Like I said, I like how you're still doing it. Have you added? Do you keep up with trends or new songs? Have you added any? The newer stuff that has come out, because I know Manson has dropped a few things.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we're doing each show usually a couple new songs, but it could be like from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 25. Difference. Yeah, but just stuff we haven't done. It could be a song from the 60s or a song from 2000 or 90s or whatever. But no, not like, and not really newer bands, stuff, and not new different stuff. But not like, hey, what's trending now?
Right. Just exactly.
I mean, unless there is something that's really cool, and that's like, sure.
And you guys draw a crowd. You go on pretty late usually. You still draw a hell of a crowd.
Yeah, we used to go on at like 12:30 at night, right. But now people don't go out as much.
Okay.
Then, so now we're going on at like 11.
More reasonable time, 11 o'clock. So sometimes I'm in bed by 9.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes if I get up early, yeah, absolutely. If I'm not working and I get up at 5 or 6. It's easy for me to go to bed at 9 or 10.
Sure, yeah,
I'm passed out by the time you even hit the stage.
That's the thing. I don't get up to like 1:15 p.m. That's the alarm. Okay, I got to get up.
Right, so you're more of a night owl.
I'm just always been.
So I mean, I've seen you play too. Being the lead singer, after shows, you must have tons of chicks just throwing themselves at you. You must get tons of pussy backstage, Jeff.
Yeah. You.
Oh. That's my next question. I was going to say, would that be a big misconception people may have?
Yeah.
You seem like a very crazy. You look like Jeff. You look like a maniac on stage. I love it, but you look like a maniac. Like you escaped from a mental hospital.
Yeah.
This guy needs to be on medication. You probably need to be in a padded room, but off stage, you are very different.
Yeah.
Is that like a true outlet? Do you get like getting it out there on using theater as your what do they call it? Are you channeling as your what am I looking for?
Yeah.
Here?
Not
as your outlet.
Ego. Yeah, an outlet. Like actually, because I feel kind of the most free, like say doing a Tinnitus show, because I could just let it all out there, whatever. And it seems crazy and violent, but it's kind of more usually in a happy place.
Yeah.
And most people thought, oh my God, I thought you were the biggest drug addict in the world or something. It's like,
I wouldn't say drug addict. I would say more like
it used to be.
I would say like more like Charles Manson vibes. Like you have your own little little cult.
Like when you're gonna come tonight.
Like I figured when I came over here today, we're at your house, by the way. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't know if I was gonna see some of they used to call them Charlie's girls. If I was gonna see some of Jeff's girls on the couch playing guitar, and
We haven't been in the back room.
I haven't been in the back room yet. But I'd say that's a very misconception. You're a very down to earth guy. I mean, do you drink? Do you do drugs? Do you any of that stuff?
No, I quit drinking like 15 years ago.
Right.
So I mean, I used to, yes.
Props to Jeff.
and then yeah, I was like, okay, no, it's time to stop. And I mean, I don't really do anything once in a while, something, but I don't really,
Just don't have the need for it.
I don't really do anything now.
So I always bring
bring
this up to my podcast. I'm definitely a social drinker, but I'm not an advocate for drugs or alcohol, and I always think people are better off without them. So I was glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Oh yeah,
drugs. So there's a lot of, let's be honest. There's a lot of these real time musicians, and even Kurt Cobain we were talking about. A lot of these musicians, they die.
Oh yeah, that's right. Don't get me wrong. I said I used to drink. I drink too much. And I've tried stuff here and there, but it's no question. Like not doing anything is the best way to go. And for me, it's being sober. And I think for most people,
it is.
It never ends right. Usually,
no.
It's whatever. It's mentally, physically, you're gonna die. So and your life's gonna suck probably.
Yeah,
most likely.
No, 100%. It's better. I'm glad that you find happiness in being sober, because like I said, drugs and alcohol are never the answer. They're never the right. And I'm glad that you have.
Yeah.
With you, would you almost be like? Would your music almost be like therapy?
Oh yeah. So back to that, the release I get, by being out front performing, not being constricted, and it just feels, and putting a show like that, it could be hectic and a lot.
Right.
And physically, both songs are not easy, but yes, definitely, it feels very rewarding and therapeutic.
Therapeutic, rewarding.
Sure.
Like you almost feel like you have when you come off stage, you almost feel like you have like a release.
Yeah.
Like you got something out. You feel like that was me drinking and partying. If you were to say that's your outlet. A lot of people sometimes like to have a beer after work. You go crazy on stage and looked like you escaped a mental institution, but I love it. It's part of the show. You're nuts, Jeff.
Part of this. You're
nuts.
There's been some.
You remind me of like a Slipknot Manson guy.
Yeah.
And speaking of, have you ever collaborated with any of these bigger guys, or is there anybody that you would like to collaborate with?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Of course, there's I played this. Some people that are on the national level, but I would like to do. I'd always want to do something with Mike Patton.
And for people who don't know, who's that?
Oh, Mike Patton, the singer of Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, and all that.
Oh, yeah.
We met a bunch of times, but that would be.
Has he ever seen you perform?
No.
Because you saw
Blue Man. I saw Blue Man when I.
That don't count. Blue Man Group is great, but that doesn't count.
Yeah.
They don't see the real Jeff.
Right.
So I know you've played in a few other bands. Are there a few other bands that you're playing with, and are they? I think they're a bit different.
Yeah.
From Tinnitus.
Oh, my other bands?
Yeah, what other bands are you
doing? Femmes of Rock, which is like 3 violins, a cello, and a rock band. And that's, playing all classic rock stuff with kick-ass players, but doing, from Rush to the Beatles to...
What band's that?
The Femmes of Rock.
The Femmes of Rock. And I'm assuming you were a drummer on that.
Yeah, I'm a drummer in that, and we tour around the country, stuff like that, like going to Canada. And
do you find that as rewarding as Tinnitus, or just different?
Different. It's a totally different thing. Yes, it is rewarding because everyone's cool. Once again, vibe, and everyone's killer players.
Right.
And
everyone takes it serious.
You're playing like theaters and stuff like that. And so it's just a different thing. Same with Count 77,
you've been doing some touring with them too, correct?
What's that?
Because you had some good players in there. Stoney Curtis. Known John Zito forever.
Zito,
that's got to be that's a whole different. That is definitely not Manson, Zombie. I'm sorry, you don't do Zombie. But like Manson, 9 Inch Nails.
Once again, totally different. Like Femmes of Rock's classic rock with string players.
Yeah.
And we talked about Tinnitus and Blue Man's its own entity. And then, Count 77 is more like 70s hard rock band, originals and covers, but totally different vibe.
Do you enjoy the 70s rock?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that too. And then that's like, oh, cool, I'll do that. And then I'll play with Stoney's solo stuff and Jason Walker and my original bands,
people who don't know. So like, just for people who are watching, Vegas music scene's very, once you're kind of in everyone knows everybody.
Yeah, small world.
It's a very small world. So it's probably, if you're good at what you do, it's probably fairly easy to be able to get gigs in other bands if you have the time for it. Like I said, I'm assuming you said these other bands you're mainly a drummer for. And
Yes.
then Tinnitus, you're singing, and then you also have your own original band.
Yeah.
And what's that band called?
Well, I got a few. Well, Viva C
So
is the one. It's kind of like Tinnitus. It
Okay.
would be an original. That's why I sing, co-write, and drum.
Are you Viva C? You guys on YouTube? You guys on
Yeah.
social media?
Yes, Viva C. And Elliot Waits for No One. I mainly drum.
Okay.
Sing and I wrote some stuff. And Vante, Vante. So those are two other original bands.
Jeff, how do you have time to even sleep? You're in like 5, 6, 7 bands.
and Bang Tango, I have some stuff with, and there's a bunch. Yeah.
You're doing stuff with Bang Tango?
Yeah. We're supposed to start working on material. I've done some gigs. You remember that?
Bang Tango, they're still rocking.
So we do this stuff here and there, But Kyle, bass player, and Joe Lestay, the singer, are the founding members, the original guys, and then Rowan Robertson and Jason Walker and I've. Just once in a while we'll get together. We're going to try to work on new material, but yeah,
I know
so
Jason.
half of the band.
Jason and his wife Jen. That's cool. You guys are doing stuff together.
Yeah. So so I probably play like 350, 360 shows a year.
It's crazy.
And then I started doing some acting stuff. I've been working on.
You're acting now too.
Yeah,
are there any movies we can see you in, Jeff?
Die Influencers Die. It's a horror movie with Lizzie Borden, singer, and Tabitha Stevens, Katie Morgan.
No way. What's your role in Die
Influencer
Die?
I kill Tabitha Stevens in it.
So you basically portray this psycho killer that I thought you were this whole time.
Yes.
Jesus.
Kind of.
Jeff.
So that.
Are you sure, Jeff, you don't worship any kind of crazy shit? There's no seance room in the back here? Or
yes, it's in like the short movies I did too. A few of those with one of the Blue Men, Ashish. And people see that and you think, same thing. If you saw the other shorts, I should show you. You'll get a kick out of it. But once again, it's going to solidify that you think something's going on.
Right. It's just no. I think it's great. You're a very talented individual. You definitely are. I think your band Tinnitus is great. I think you're an amazing drummer. Obviously, a lot of the top bands out there are touring right now. I think you're an amazing drummer too, because they're using you as a drummer. Where do you see yourself in a few more years? Would you like to be in a few more bands? Would you like to? I mean, would you like to see yourself as more of an actor? Like, what's?
I would like to. Yeah, because actually I told you today when I was talking, when I was at the bootlegger talking around, trying like, we're talking about a cool project maybe. I'd still like to do, if there's another, I'd still like to do more singing stuff too and more recording original stuff.
Do you find the singing to get a little harder as you get older, Jeff?
No, I find it, so I felt like I'm better now than I ever was. Like I get actually, I'm on key for that song. I'm better, but moving around because, I got to lose some weight. There's that.
So we need to find time for the gym, is what you're saying, Jeff.
Yeah, I got to go to the gym. So there's that. But so I'm depending on like, how I feel of that. But no, singing, no, I don't find it harder. Do you?
So me personally, I haven't been a full-time band guy in a while, but I did find that the older I got and the more I played, like it's like I compare it to like riding a bike. Like you'll be doing it for a while, then it clicks and you just do it. You'll try something for a while, then it clicks and you can just do it. So for the longest time when I first started, I would like, especially doing like I was doing the Nirvana band, the Manson Zombie band, and even my band Alligator Blood is all pretty, I guess you would call it maybe aggressive singing.
Yeah.
It's distorted.
Definitely.
But there's a way when I learned how to sing from my gut, my diaphragm, it became so much easier. And I've always been a guy I'm a big believer and a big promoter for health. I'm not saying you have to be a gym rat, but I work out every day, almost 5 days a week. I get up really early. I always do I do like 10 or 15 minutes of stretching and breathing exercises, and then I do usually about 40 or 50 flights of stairs, and then I go lift weights, and I usually end with like a half mile to a mile jog. I do that every day almost, and unless I'm really busy that day and can't get it in. So, but the most part, but that only adds to making you, in my opinion, the healthier you can keep this, the better you can do this.
Absolutely. I mean, that's,
and it makes you can move around better. You don't feel as tired. I definitely a big believer in working out. So we can see you in Tinnitus. You have any shows planned with your original bands?
No.
Nothing yet?
Just recording and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are doing an album, putting out a single, anything in the works for Mr. Tortora and the boys?
Putting stuff out, yes.
Right?
Yes. Well, kind of, every so often.
I'm sure everybody can find you on the normal bullshit.
Yeah, I got to
YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah, I'm
Facebook,
on all that. Instagram,
TikTok.
Website, Jeff Tortora.
Website. What's your website?
My name, JeffTortora.com.
So, JeffTortora.com. We can find everything we need to get a hold of you on that. I'm sure it has.
It has the links. I think,
to everything.
Like,
It's all your bands, all your social media. So head on to JeffTortora.com. Is there anything else you'd like to say or promote? I mean, you're just like a busy dude.
I'm like, oh yeah, 'cause what were you asking? Oh yeah, and I find that though, the busier, I think improving in general, but the busier I get, sometimes like, oh my God, I'm playing so much. But then the better you play and the looser you feel and that whole thing.
It's fun too, man.
So
even me doing this podcast right now,
thankful.
just being in front of the camera, I take pride in and I enjoy this. Like
I can tell you come over. I mean, you have all that stuff,
right? I just like people would think I have a crew. I'm a one-man gang. I'm like you though. I like to stay busy. I feel like I can sit around on the couch and lay there and die when I'm in my 80s or 90s. But why I have all the energy, I think you should. I think everybody should have some kind of hobby. They should find something they're good at and just do it.
Absolutely. Guys
like you and me found it at a young age. I found music at a very young age too, back in the 90s. And it's great that you had a very supportive family. It's great that you were able to come out here and do Blue Man. You're doing great with your band Tinnitus. You're doing great. Well, what was the original band?
Oh, Viva C. Elliot Waits for No One.
And Elliot Waits for No One. And then Influencers Die.
Oh, Die Influencers Die was the movie.
Die. I'm just saying, you're a very productive. I think it's great. You're not. You don't really do drugs. You don't do drugs or alcohol, and you're just. I think you're a great. I mean, as psycho of a killer as you seem like on stage, I think you're a great role model.
Oh, yeah. Besides the psycho killer.
Besides the psycho killer.
In real life.
In real
life. Thank you. And
you might be a real life Dexter. You just kill bad people.
Right. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that, Leave them up to, kill them and let God sort them out. When it comes to that. But I really appreciate you letting me come and interview you, man. I think you're a very interesting, just a cool fucking dude. I personally looked up to you for a while.
You had a shirt.
I did. I stole it from Jeff. I still have that shirt. It says I stole it from Jeff. I've always, even back in Indiana before I moved out here, I was always musical. But I think is when I saw you, the first time it didn't really resonate. I think I was on a date with some girl that introduced me to you when I saw you with Ubershaw. Am I saying that right? Ubershaw?
Yeah,
Ubershaw. And then when I saw you the first time, it's when I saw you with Tinnitus that one time. I think it was at Vamped, one of the first time I walked in there. And I was like, you've always done music. You've got to get back into it. And then shortly after that is when I formed my punk rock band, Cracker Man with Froberg.
Right after you kind of,
and that's where all the madness started. That's where I got in with some, and I owe him a lot for playing with me because that got me a lot of notoriety and a lot of people took me more. Not that you should take me serious, but more people were more inclined to play with me or join projects with me. Mm-hmm. And then I sang for bands like Smashing Alice and my band The Devil's Rejects and my band Alligator Blood. But by the way, new single.
Yeah.
Alligator Blood, new single coming out this week. So look for that on YouTube. You can be at thetylermade.com. I got my website too, bro. I'm
going to check it out
right
when we're done.
Be careful. There might be some OF stuff on there. You don't want to click that link.
Oh yeah, because there's some other things you might
There's definitely other things that could be on there, but
that's right. I just got back from Austria and Croatia with Mario Barth and his band About Kings. Just wanted to promote that too. I do stuff.
So is that another?
That's like a country rock.
You're playing country now, Jeff.
That was kind of country rock stuff, and that was so once again a little different. And I do and pursue more acting as well. So that's for the next year. Yeah.
It's Mr. Jeff Tortora.
So and Mr. Tyler Lawson.
Tyler
Made.
Yeah, right.
He has a book.
Right. I do. So,
see, promote. Yeah, you promote.
I have a book at thetylermade.com. It's a great book. It's an amazing book.
Doubt.
I think everybody should have this book.
I'm sure it's going to be.
It should be on everybody's bookshelves. It's about my 15 plus. It's a true story about my 15 plus career as an adult entertainer here in Vegas.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't know. Been a little pervert since I was a child, buddy.
So that's when it started.
That's when it all started.
A child.
It's a sexual being. Yes. So Mr. Jeff Tortora, thank you so much for doing the podcast.
Hey, man, there was no question I was going to do it with you. We just had to find the time.
I see how it took so long now.
So thank you.
You even had some business stuff today, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I said, "Come over now."
This is amazing.
And you said I'd be over.
So
in 2 hours.
Right. I
got over.
Great.
You got over. Yeah.
I was literally at home video editing.
Good. Yeah.
So
I appreciate your drive and your enthusiasm and for asking me. So thank you.
of course, man. This is Mr. Jeff Tortora. He does it all. This is Real Vegas Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Made. We have new episodes coming out on YouTube. You can find me at Real Vegas Podcast and at The Tyler Made. Until next time, bro. Jeff, I can't wait to see you on stage. We got the dive bar on
August 23rd, Saturday. There Is No Us goes on at 10 p.m. and Tinnitus goes on at 11.
for Tinnitus, man. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching, man. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks. Yeah, bro. Woo! Good job, man.
Thank you for watching Real Vegas Podcast. Real people and real conversations. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.